Are you gonna work on the car with me? Now that we have a break in the storms, me and Shadow, are gonna work on the Mustang. Now, the last thing we did with the Mustang, we worked on the interior. It's all the aluminum panels for the interior. I did one side. Now, all I have to do is make templates off of what I did on that side, make sure they fit on this side, and then cut them out of the panels. We'll go through that process. It's basically just penciling out or copying what we did, mirror it on a piece of cardboard or construction paper or something like that, and then reassuring it fits, and then putting it in the right place on the new panels on this side, and then cutting it out and make sure it fits. Now, we are worried about it fitting in the center correctly, and that's the biggest thing we got to worry about right now. Now, we will take those panels out. I will show you what we did so far before that. And it's basically just carbon copy the other side, and then go through the installation of putting all the panels together, riveting, make the brackets, which is going to take a couple videos. This video is basically just making sure all the pieces are cut properly and fit. I suspect there's going to be a lot of trimming, more than what I think, especially when I get the two panels together. So let me pull you off the tripod and show you what we did so far. Okay, what we have right here is the one side. Now, I do have pieces right here that actually cover all that. So all that's gonna be covered. I have the rivet holes. I'm gonna make it more of a permanent thing on one piece and then screws on the other. But that right there is what it is. Let me go on the other side. Now, what we are looking at is mirroring this on that side. So it is the same piece. I don't know if it's exactly the same, as well as this right here. So I did make a little bit of a mistake here. It is covered. I will make sure that that fits a lot better so far. So I'll pull off all the tape, pull these two panels onto the table, and then we'll make some templates for it. Okay, be right back. Okay, so like I said before, we're gonna just make templates out of these holes right here. This one's good. This one I made a little bit too wide, so what I'm gonna do is, it's good on this side and it's good on this side, it's too wide. All I'm gonna do is make a template, cut it in half, and shrink it together to fit on the other side, and then once it does that, I'll make sure that I mirror the other one and use that template, and then this right here is the forward side of it. This is a lot of work putting this stuff in, I'll tell you what. But so far, I've been happy with it. So get the templates out, I'll cut them out, and show you exactly what we did and what it looks like. So, okay. Jill and I did some paper crafting. Now, this right here is for the one that goes on the seat. Obviously, it's this one right here. It fits like that. All I have to do is refold it the other way and then make sure it fits before I cut the other one. This one, however, is the one I told you about. This is a little bit bigger. I did cut it this way. I did cut it, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over to the car and then kind of cinch it down a little bit to fit, and then I'll tape it, and then I'll cut it out of the other panel for the other side. Again, mirror finish, make sure it works. I can take the measurements from here. It shouldn't be different, but we will make sure before we cut and mark it, or mark and cut it. Now, if you're wondering, pink, because breast cancer. This is a breast cancer car that she's gonna be driving. That's why. Actually, no, it's just the first piece of paper that was on the top. It happened to be pink, so I'll give you that. Okay. I'll go test it. I'll go test it. I swear it's the first color. Has nothing to do with it, even though I thought it was funny because it literally is the same color as the breast cancer symbol on her seat. So we were thinking, okay, see you guys in a second. I'll go make sure this stuff fits and we'll trim it out or mark it up on the other one. Okay. Okay, I didn't show it, but we did utilize these to make sure that it's mirror finish. It's close, should be exact, but what I'm gonna do is, since I took these and marked them off, as you can see, or you can't see. As you can see, I marked it off right there. What I'm gonna do is when I grind or cut, I'm gonna cut shy of that line, bring it in here, and then make sure it lines up a little bit, and then take it out and do the final cutting. The last thing I wanna do is cut too far, because it's gonna be really expensive to add metal to it, where if I cut too short and just grind a little bit as I need, like I did the last time, it'll work. Now on this one, I did shrink it down a little bit. It was way out here. As you can tell, I did add a little notch right here. This is for the wiring harness that goes underneath the seat. It kind of goes to the fuel tank. This will be perfect because the other one has that cut that's a little bit too far, and it needs that little notch down here to be able to fit the wiring through, so I don't cut the wiring. I'm gonna take these out. I'm not gonna do it on video. I'll test them and I will tell you exactly how many times I had to take them back out and trim them. The last time, it literally was a full day. So this hopefully will be a lot easier, because I really don't have to do trial and error. It is gonna be halfway decent. So we'll go ahead and cut the video, and hopefully I'll be back shortly, less than all day. So, okay. So I did get the panels cut. The side panel, it took me about 4 tries. The bottom panel, basically where you'd sit, only took me 1 try. Now, I will show you how it looks. I do have to trim the center, but I'll get that when I get everything else set up. There is some modifications I have to do to the panel that goes right here, and I'll show you just in a second. As well as I need to move all the wiring that's in the back. So let me go around the other side. Oh, before I move, that's what it's gonna look like. Now, it's not riveted together, it's not perfect. I kinda have to put it together here after I get all these trimmed out. So this line right here is what I'm questioning, because I actually have to trim that line out, because the way it is, it's countersunk right there. I don't want to trim off that side and this side. I'd rather just trim off the center and be good with it. And we have to, let me see, let me show you on this side. Okay. So this is what's gonna kind of look like now. Granted, I don't have it riveted together or bolted or anything like that. I do have brackets I'm gonna make that go basically right here, and then I'll drill a couple holes, one here, and one there. That way I bolt it in here, and then I can bolt it on this side. I have to, don't mess it up. So this right here is the biggest thing I need to do. I need to cut this off on that side, because it won't let me sit it flush, because this piece right here goes all the way down to here, as well as the back side right there. As you can tell, maybe, yeah, it's already cut. That side isn't cut, and then that right there isn't cut. It goes down pretty far. That's not too bad. So that right there isn't sitting all the way down, because it is sitting on some wiring, and it's not pushed all the way against the wall. But you can see, let me see, push this all the way up. Yeah, see the wiring, there's a wiring bundle, if I can reach it, right there, that's kind of pushing it up rather than sitting flush. So it's pretty good, yeah. So right here, you'll see a gap. There shouldn't be a gap there. It should be sitting flush just like this does. So we'll have to do that. Now that I have this somewhat set up, I also need to get rid of all that sound deadening that's on the wheel well. That is a total pain in the butt. I basically have to chisel all that stuff off. Thank you, Ford, for putting such enormous gobs of sound deadening on there. As well as, what else? So this right here, as you can tell, this right here comes in two panels, where you have one that overlaps and it sits flush. This right here, it overlaps by like that much too much. And what I'll do is I'll just tape that all the way down, make a nice straight line, make sure it matches on this side, make sure it matches on that side, and then trim it. I do need to take that off though and trim that first. That way that's all against the wall. I'll tape it all up like I taped this stuff up before and make sure it's all good. And hopefully we'll be back and that'll be the last time. And then I can mark this, cut it, and then I can start actual permanent install, or yeah, semi-permanent install. We do have a roll cage that's going to come in probably early next year. Basically it replaces these two pieces right here. Roll cage is just basically the back half. 4-point roll cage. It'll go through somewhere back here. I need to figure that out once I get to it. I'm not worried about it right now. All I know is I need to get these, get this to match this. Obviously it already does. And then, you know, hopefully everything will work out. So yeah, I'll go ahead and take that piece out, cut it, and I'll show you exactly what I did and why I needed to do it. And then be right back. Okay, so now that we have all this done, I need to get rid of all that sound deadening, at least most of it. Now, where that panel sits, I need to get rid of that stuff. There's a big lump right there, which is pushing that side up, and it's also keeping this panel right here from going all the way that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all these panels. I'm going to clear off as much of that as possible, and hopefully that'll work. Now, hopefully it'll be easy, you know. So I'll be right back after I do all this. I won't videotape it because all it's going to do is make a bunch of noise. So I'll be right back. So some of the things we ran into, so I trimmed all this off, or chiseled all this stuff out of the way. Now this wire right here on this side, I was able to run it through this because it's long enough. On here I can't. So what I'm going to have to do is put a notch in the back corner right here so I can actually put this wire down. If you take a look right here where it's sitting, it sits up just a little too high, where this side, it's pretty damn flush. Now I want to make sure that it equals, you know, it sits correctly. So I'm going to fix that, trim that down. Now with all that out of the way, let me see, get this together if I can. Doesn't look too bad. I do have the panels up there, I just haven't done anything with them. There are wires, or there were wires in there. Now that they're gone, those panels will sit. So what it's going to do is these have to go in first, then these will go in over this, so it overlaps this piece. These pieces obviously have to go in the very first because it actually butts up against this, as well as this against this side. Let me see, this against this side. Then the package tray goes on top of it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to secure it all down to here, through the top of this right here, through the top of this. And then these right here, I'm going to rivet it all together, or screw it all together, as well as back there. And then I'll secure it to the car on the very front edge right here with a couple rib nuts and stuff like that. I'll end up riveting all this together because that's the way it is, that's the way it's designed. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Put the rivets in here for the other section, the wheel well humps. And I have panels. As soon as I get everything set, I have to mark off where those panels are, or the the actual curve is, and then I can put the braces in to actually screw these things, the little braces, onto the actual hump itself. That's a lot of work, and I'm not going to do it this video. Oh, I also have to trim the center of this. So this overlaps, I think, like maybe like that much. I'm going to have to trim this out as well as the back. That way everything's even. And then everything should be fairly well. I did have Jill out there. As you can see, she's out there. She was helping, as well as the puppies are out here helping. They're more getting in the way than anything else, but I still say they were helping. Oh, let me get out of the car real quick. Although you didn't see Jill in there in the videos most of the time, she was behind the scenes helping me. It does take a lot to get in and out of that car. As you can tell, all I have to do is go on the other side, but it's real close in here. To get in and out in the back,
it's a chore.
It's pretty bad. Now, most likely what we're gonna do when we finally do the drilling and fitment and securing, we are gonna take the driver's seat out. That way it'll give us plenty of room to crawl in there, and she can help me and so forth. She has been a great help, and she better have, because this is her car that I'm building, and I thank you. Okay, now we will work on this weekend and get you the next video out Monday. We're trying to get back into it. The hurricanes really messed us up. We do have SEMA coming up, and we almost are at 6,000 subscribers. I think we're just getting up to 5,900 subscribers. Please help us out. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, send it to a friend who might like it. After this car is somewhat done, we're gonna be looking for my race car, and we'll do kind of a judging and maybe a test of who can do the better car, who can drive it.
See.
She'll drive mine, I'll drive hers. We'll see who can do better.
Yeah, we'll see.
Husband versus wife. I vote for the wife. Remember,
I vote for the husband.
happy wife, happy life. So anyways, see you guys next video. Bye.